You thought that I was playing in the past. Now I'm super fast, real raw, relevant. I'm also known as super bad, with a super attitude. If you don't like it, you can book a pass and be the first in line to kiss mine. Wait a minute, what I mean is I'm a lion, not a sheep. I don't need a weakling around to try to follow me. I'm destined to be better, getting bigger every day. I don't got the patience to sit around try to play. Focus like an animal, king of the...
My friends, welcome to the Revolution Podcast. As customary, I am Sean Whalen. I'm sitting here with my good friend. How many people call you a day, call you Coffey? Does everybody call you Coffey initially? Unless people like really know you?
I get coffee often, but it doesn't bother me. I mean,
it doesn't bother you, but like,
no.
Do you just look at people and you're like, my parents are cool, but like, do you think my parents named me like Coffey?
Yeah. My sister still calls me Coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to be funny?
No. It's a family name, so it doesn't bother her.
I think I called
But Coffee is just swagged out.
Coffee. It's
like,
just,
who wouldn't want to say Coffee?
It's like really, it's gangster, but at the same time, it's like
Suave.
European, like you want to be in Paris, like
well,
Coffee.
My great-grand folks came from Amiens, France.
With your latte out, with your pinky out. Let's say I have to say
Who drinks a latte that's hetero?
You know you do, man.
Stop.
You know you do.
Stop.
I just want you to sing. Like this should be our first podcast where we just listen to you the whole time. People are tuning in to the Sean Whalen Revolution Podcast and they're like, fuck that guy. Let's listen to Coffey play some music. My friends, I met Coffey through social media, just friends. Let me tell you, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna let him show you why we're friends. Do your thing, bro.
They nicknamed him Walker, tied knots to get a bench. Said I'ma serve my country just like my old man. July 29th came and he was gone. A shiny town car parked on that old gravel lot. 2 uniforms on the front door, they knocked. His mama started crying, said, you were lying with my son. So I'll take off my hat, raise up my drink to the ones that gave it all for the US of A. Say a prayer for the families, Lord give them strength. There's a folded flag in a frame, and I just wanna say thanks on Memorial Day. On Memorial Day, yeah. Thank you, Lord, oh, for the ones that died for me. They were soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines. So I take off my hat, raise up my drink to the ones that gave it all for the US of A. Say a prayer for the families, Lord give them strength. There's a folded flag in a frame, and I just wanna say thanks. Gravestones that don't have a name on Memorial Day. On Memorial Day.
Did you write that?
I did. I felt like we needed something to dedicate to those that lost their lives in battle. And I love Lee Greenwood, proud to be an American. And
oh, dude, that's classic, bro.
All gave some gave all, but we needed something specifically dedicated to them, written and sang.
Why so much America? Why are you so patriotic?
Why not be? Look at where you live. If you travel enough, you'll understand how great our country is. Just go somewhere else and try to do what we allow here. It's not possible. That's why people are
flocking
getting
here
in boats, climbing walls, swimming rivers to come to our country. Because do we have issues? Do we have problems? Absolutely. But is it still the greatest on earth? Absolutely.
100%. You and I talked about this at dinner the other night.
There's no way in the world you can go to a country and start a business in 30 minutes by creating a website. And they actually give you a driving test in your native language. Stop. My cousin went to the DMV and had to look for a test in English because there's opportunity here and people understand it. 80% of new millionaires are not from the United States. Because people understand the opportunity that we have. A lot of times we don't get it.
So your gift is music.
My gift is music. My talent is marketing.
Which is why you don't need Nashville.
No.
We talked about this. Like
Yeah,
the way you're positioning yourself, the songs, the music,
Right.
everything else. I mean, we connected on social media, the whole thing. Like, dude,
Hug me. I love you.
what you're capable of doing
How you going to lunch? I'm going to be working.
in
My buddy
marketing.
Kevin.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Sean Whalen.
Good to meet you.
Kevin Kerr.
Good
One
to
of the
meet you.
baddest Photoshop creators. Runs a whole division up there. They do marketing for special teams, for the Clippers, all the movies.
Hell yeah.
That's him.
We'll connect.
Yeah, he's dope.
See, this is how this podcast works. Is just people, connections, things, the whole thing.
Right.
Like the thing I love about you and our interaction so far is like you're a lot like me, and there's just no apologies. It's like
No.
why would I
Right.
feel sorry for who I am, sorry for where I live, sorry for what I
You can't.
believe. People, I mean, I've had multiple people driving my truck around here like honk and wave, and then there's some people that pull up next to me and they kind of give me a dirty look, and I'm like, I know you're not looking at me dirty because I'm driving a truck, but it's like, what is it about my flag
That
that offends you?
Right. And you feel free to go elsewhere. There's planes that land in other countries every day.
Grab yourself a passport,
Absolutely.
buy yourself a plane
it ain't
ticket.
hard to do.
Adios.
It ain't hard to do. I think authenticity and being and having values has turned into, pick a side.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have to pick a side. You are who you are. Like the guy you just saw me hug, Kevin. Kevin is a Jew who's married to a Christian woman, and she had a half-black daughter, and his son just came out of the closet. You can't be any more diverse than his house, like honestly. And guess what? We love everything about it. And
Yeah.
he's been my friend for over a decade through ups and downs because we love each other to life.
Yeah.
And I've met people that because you are different or because you punched a different ticket on the ballot, that there's hate. I think you may be an idiot, but I don't hate you. And
Why do you think people are like that? I mean, your personal opinion, because you've traveled a lot, I've traveled a lot. I mean, you know, why do you think people are so divided right now? Not just racially, not just
Right.
but just people in general. Like there's just so much division. There's so much if you don't look like me, sound like me, vote like me, do what I do, like fuck you.
Because
to me, that's just
Right.
so. We hear ignorance and we hear this, we hear that, but it's just like, how could you pigeonhole yourself into a lifestyle like that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why do you think it is?
I think we're divided because we have it too good. There's
think
nothing
so?
else to talk about.
There's everything else to talk about.
Listen to me.
You and I sat down and talked for 3 hours sitting around the fire the other night, drinking
Absolutely.
some whiskey. We could talk
No,
for another
they have
10
it-
hours about
People have it too well.
the
Let me tell you.
universe and God and family and life and beauty and happiness. But like,
No,
so many
we
people
have
are
it
so
too well.
focused on
No.
shit.
When Hurricane Harvey hit, and I flew to Texas. No, actually, I drove. I drove my pickup to Texas full of supplies. We got to Texas, and let me tell you, nobody cared about your color, who you voted for. They were trying to get people out the water because people were drowning.
Yeah.
There were first responders that were drowning trying to save people. Nobody cared. We have it too good. If you're going to nitpick, you honestly have it too well. You're sitting too well. And in America, you're safe. Your kids can go to a school that's funded.
Yeah.
You have it too well.
There's other places in the
gonna
world where
fuss-
people struggle to figure out what they're going to eat for dinner.
And don't get me wrong. I
There's
understand.
no such thing as a refrigerator.
Ab-
You don't have
Exactly.
shit that you can open up the door and what do I want to choose? It's like,
There's not
will
running
we eat
water.
tonight? You know?
There's not running water.
So do you think that's what we need? We meaning the people, we meaning this country. We need like a smack in the face, like a calamity where people have to like
No, I don't
everybody
think-
has to struggle.
I don't think you need a calamity. I think that we need a dose of gratitude. I think the power of being grateful and being thankful is underrated.
Totally.
I think it's underrated. People look at me and they go, dude, you're so positive. I'm not just positive. I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Do you understand that my mom had to choose a water fountain to drink out of because of the skin tone? She had to pick it to get into a college, which now lets everybody in because they'll take everybody's money.
Sure.
But think about that. I don't have that issue. I'm so grateful for my grandparents and my parents and for the arrows that my dad, when at that time wasn't cool to be married to a black woman, the arrows that they took in their back for me to live the life that I live. I'm so grateful.
Did you wake up, and I think we talked about this the other night. I mean, I wake up every day. I just talked to Lewis Howes this morning. We were doing a podcast, and like, there are people literally that didn't kill themselves, that didn't OD, that didn't whatever, they just didn't wake up this morning. Like, their ticket was punched.
Absolutely.
It was their time to go home.
Their time to go.
And they went to bed last night with unresolved this or this or this or whatever. So literally every time my eyes open, it's like just a massive amount of gratitude.
Absolutely.
Where other people, I think, wake up and it's like there's so much negativity and who to be mad at. And this, I'm like, motherfucker, you're alive.
You're alive. You made it.
You're alive.
You made it.
That one thing is like, check it off the list of like, what do I start my day with? I'm just grateful to be alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
and I've seen double amputees, triple amputees.
Oh, dude, that have better, positive, more freaking
and they're
optimistic,
they're happy as all get
than
out.
people that have living in multi-million-dollar mansions driving $500,000 cars.
And I've seen a one-armed man swim and love the water and love it. And I'm pissed off because the water wasn't exactly hot enough for my shower. Get the hell out of here. Like, we have it so well, we are nitpicking each other.
Yeah.
Because when Harvey hit, nobody gave a shit about your color. You had to go get people out of the water.
Yeah.
There were alligators, there were snakes. The E. coli level was so high, the police wouldn't even go in. They were like, you're going in on your own. Because the force wouldn't let them go. We had to go. You had to be your brother's keeper. This is real. Nobody was fussing at that time.
Like, what do you think it's going to take? And again, this is like all hypothetical because you and I have platforms and, you know, your gift of music and singing and to me, music is like, it's life.
It's the beautiful intrusion.
It's
music
life.
is a beautiful,
like,
I can get inside your head and not have to ask.
Totally. It's emotional, and that's how it is with all music. Like, I hear certain songs that trigger certain things, and to me, music's a great unifier because
absolutely.
I don't care who you are, you can sit down and listen and you feel something. Everybody does. But what do you think?
We were filming the reality show, I said that today.
Yeah. It's a great common denominator that really you can't argue with or fight with. But as a father, you know, as a leader, a thought leader, like, how do we, you and I, me, millions of other people, the Andy Fasillas, the you know, Grant Cardones, these people that are out there like running and teaching and experiencing, like, how do you create a bigger impact? Like, how do you get people to think this way? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I think you have to blossom where you're planted. And a lot of people go, wait, what does that mean? I think when you say, I only have 1,000 people that follow me on Facebook. Imagine walking around and 1,000 people are walking behind you every target you went to.
Man.
That's a big freaking deal.
Yeah.
So let's take out the Andys. Let's take out the big guys. Let's take out you. Let's take out me. And if we can encourage the people that watch our podcast, that listen to our music, to blossom where they're planted, to teach their children, it's okay to have morals. No matter what the media says, it's okay to have morals. It's okay to love your neighbor as yourself. It's okay to protect your family and understand that the Second Amendment was not for you to fight your neighbor. It was to fight tyranny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And teach them the right way of things are. If we have more people that feel the same way that we do, speaking truth, it's amazing because you can talk facts all day. It doesn't mean it's the truth.
Dude, I think there's more people. I truly believe that the way that the media is set up, and we hear media about whatever, but the way that
and they're outdated.
The system
they're an arrogant
is
dinosaur.
set up is it perpetuates like the negative. It perpetuates obviously what sells. It's a business. It's a capitalistic
deal. But people
deal.
aren't watching it
there's
anymore,
more people
so they
like
have
us.
to do something. Yeah, right.
I truly believe that
us.
the majority of people are grateful. They wake up and feel that way, but the voice is so small, and the other voices of negativity, of, you know, bad, everything is bad, it's falling around us. Like, those are the loudest voices.
We have to shine light on good.
Yeah.
We have to shine light on positivity, and that's what we haven't done. We go, oh my goodness, everything must be bad. It's not. Chris Brown put a post up the other day on his page, and it showed the narrative all around the country that every network was saying.
I saw that, dude. It was crazy. That collage of all those videos.
Right, and they were all saying the same exact. It was the same exact narrative.
Yeah.
And it was showing up different parts of the country. And the cool thing is if we use our influence and shine light on positive, the BS all of a sudden goes away.
Yeah.
When I met my wife, she was dating a guy that at that moment was, they had just broken up, and he had broken her heart and went through all of this, and he didn't like her hair color, and she had dyed her hair, all this kind of stuff, this negativity. And I came in and was like, wait, what?
Dude, you came in and sang her a song.
You're
bro.
the most beautiful
you
thing
picked up
I've
a
ever
guitar
seen.
And I'd fall in love with you freaking
You're
sang
wonderfully
me a
and
song.
beautifully made. And I was like, listen to this song. And I played to my strengths. And all of a sudden, he instantly got deleted.
Yeah.
because she heard the truth.
Once you feel that, you can't, I mean, everything else, like that's why we talk about surrounding yourself with good people. I mean, you have that negative person, that gossip, that person that's in your circle that's constantly like that, everything's bad and I'm a victim and everybody's fucked me over and the whole thing. And it's like, it almost becomes repulsive being around people with that mentality.
Oh, they'll stick a straw in you and suck the life out.
You know?
Just don't be around it.
I think Lewis and I were talking about this morning, where one of the first things that people can do, because there's a lot of people listening to this podcast who are wealthy. There's a lot of people that are like young, old entrepreneurs. I mean, a very diverse group of people. But one of the things that he and I mentioned this morning is one of the first things you can do in changing that mindset, like in going to a different reality and saying, okay, cool, well, I don't have a lovely voice or a great cowboy hat or a stunning jacket like Sean, but like, what can I do? Get rid of negative,
right.
Get rid of that shit. Like
right.
Literally surround yourself with positive messages, positive music, positive influence. Like people think I'm absolutely nuts for autosuggestion. I believe in autosuggestion, which is like the mantras. Every morning I wake up, I stare at myself in the mirror and I say the same shit over
right.
and over and over and over. People think it's nuts. Yet all of these people who are rising, growing, thriving, are all kind of saying the same thing. It's like, get the shitty people out of your life, get
right.
the negativity, get the toxicity, tell the truth. Be a good person, be charitable, be loving, be kind, love your family, help your neighbor, and yet those seem to be like the things that nobody wants to do anymore.
No, there's a lot of negativity that the light is shown on because that's what's going to get people to tune in.
Yeah.
But now, the new television is this cell phone, and there's so much power here. And I told a friend of mine, I was like, if you could, you better use everything you can before they start charging you. While it's still free to post on Facebook, while it's still free to upload a video on YouTube, use what you can and build your audience and build your channel, build your tribe. Like there's never been an opportunity for us to do this ever before.
Totally agree. Totally. I mean, 5 years ago.
I can make a record. I can sing it in my house. I can record myself making the video, instantly upload it, take that song and put it on my website and sell it all within 15 minutes and take your money instantly. I told a friend of mine, I said, if you're broke, it's your problem. You make exactly what you want to make. Because if push came to shove and someone told you, I am going to blow up your whole neighborhood if you don't come up with $20,000 by tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And guess what? You're going to look at your neighbor, you're going to look at his children and how them playing in the yard. And all of a sudden, you're going to go, how can I get 20 grand overnight?
The fact that you say this, like, I've been saying this same thing for years with people who approach me about coaching and I want to invest and I want to change my life and I want to do all these things. I'm like, cool.
You're doing exactly what you want to do.
Here's how much it is. And like, I don't have that much money. I'm like, then you don't really want it. Because if you wanted it, if you truly wanted it, you would do what you said. You would make it happen. Oh, I can't just pull it out of thin. You're right. You can't pull it out of thin air.
But you can
fucking hustle and you can grind and you can go and you can like sacrifice and do what needs to be done to do it. What does it take to get up and record the song and all this stuff?
I'll tell you what it takes. It takes stopping and thinking. And don't get me wrong, you're a reader. You are a reader, but you also stop and you process what you've read.
Right.
I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. And people always talk about the walking on water, the feeding of the 5,000. They don't talk about him going on a fast and getting away
in the
for
wilderness,
40 days.
Going into his own place to find his own
let me come out
clarity.
Let me come out these thistles and thorns as a new man. Let me come out here hungry. Let me come out here focused. So when I do hear things from the outside, I know what to repel.
You know, it doesn't feel good. It goes back to what we were just saying. Like, you know what doesn't feel good. You know the actions that don't feel good. You know the people that don't make you feel good.
Right.
You know the dumb shit that you eat, that you do and or don't do that doesn't. I mean, how many times do you have to go get absolutely obliterated, smashed, and you can't function for 3 days afterwards because you're hungover? You're like, I don't want to do that again. I mean, I don't like how I feel, but then you go do it again. It's like you already consciously know that if I invested this time, invested this money, read the books, do the deal.
Listen to me.
You got to do it.
That's a symptom. Go back to the root.
Okay.
Why are you doing the binge drinking? What is the escapism?
Because you're not telling the truth. You're not living the truth.
You have to figure out what you're running from, what the escapism is, and come from it. And then go, I'm doing this because I'm a big guy on looking at what's wrong with the business. Because we go, okay, great. And don't get me wrong, I'll celebrate successes in a minute.
Sure.
I love it. The album hit number 2.
Yep.
We dropped it March 16th. It hit number 2 on the country music charts for iTunes. It hit number 16 in the world. You know, and we were only there for 48 hours, but shit, we were there. You know, without a major record label. So what got me there was to say, what can we do better?
Mm-hmm.
How can we market this better? And that's not downing what we're doing right. It's saying, how can we operate even more efficiently?
Yep. Paul Arden, one of the greatest marketers. You talk about being a marketer.
Right.
I love marketing. I love positioning and self-promoting and the whole thing. Paul Arden, who wrote Steal Like an Artist. I've suggested that book all day long. It's in my top 5 books.
Right.
He talked about just reframing how you ask questions, because most people are like, hey, do you like this? What do you like about it?
Right.
Tell me what you like about it. When you reverse everything and say,
What's
what can
wrong
I
with
do
it?
better?
Right.
What do you not like about this?
Absolutely.
That's when you start getting people that'll tell you the truth, but then you actually see like what you can improve on.
But you have to take your emotions out of it.
You know? Oh, totally. Because you might say, hey, I think this is dog shit. I think that song sucks, or I think this is not good, or your website or your landing page or your video, your podcast equipment or whatever, it's terrible. It's like, okay, cool. What can I do better?
Right.
And I think like if you consciously surround, this again goes back to surrounding yourself with good people, because if you got a bunch of assholes around you, like you don't really, you're looking at them. I mean, you're the net sum total of the 5 people you hang out with. You hang out with a bunch of freaking drunks, I guarantee you're getting drunk.
Bro,
you hang out with a bunch of fat people, I guarantee you're not ripped. It's
Right.
how it works.
Absolutely.
But when you get around different people and then you ask those real like questions, what can I do to make this better? You now have a confidence level in saying, this person's achieved this, is in this place, is doing this deal. Same thing if you said, hey, how can I write a better song to Chris Stapleton? You know that the dude's a master. He's written for everybody. He's a
Right.
fucking genius. It's not the kind of guy where you're gonna be like, yeah, whatever, dude, I got this. Like, you're gonna shut up and fucking listen. So when you find people and surround yourself with good people
Absolutely.
who have achieved certain things and done certain things, ask them the questions of how do I become better? And then, I mean, he talks about this in the book. Copy shit. You're not the first person to pick up a guitar.
Absolutely.
I'm not the first person
And-
to do a website or do a video or do a podcast.
Success is duplicated. So
Leaves clues.
You figure out how it is, and then you apply it. This is the difference.
Yep.
Whenever I started, whenever I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I don't want to write for anybody else. And not a knock on Chris. He had to write for other people's stuff to get himself in the door,
Right.
which lets you know that Nashville, first of all, had that type of talent for 13 years and overlooked it.
Isn't it crazy?
Moving on. I had to sit back and go, how can I apply this to what I'm doing? How can I make this work for me? So sitting down and going, okay, I'm going to be the cognitive interrupt. What does that mean? I'm already from Texas. This is how I look. But I was taking my cowboy hat off and wearing a ball cap to fit in with other people. No. I'm going to walk in the room and turn the whole motherfucker upside down. First of all. Second of all, I'm going to sing my behind off soulfully as I want to, but I'm still country. There ain't nobody mixing country, so let me do that. So I'm going to be the cognitive interrupt. And if you're offended, good, because you're feeling something.
Well, it's you being you. It's telling the truth. It's being real to who you
and
are.
unapologetic. And what's crazy is when people would say, oh, well, you think being black and singing country music has worked against you? Absolutely not. I think it's worked in my favor, because country people don't care whether or not you're black. They care if you're really country.
Is it soul? Like, and they feel it.
They want to know if it's authentic.
Yeah.
They don't care what it looks like, because when you're from a small community, everybody's trying to make it. Mexican, black, white, Tongan, whatever. You're all trying to make it, because ain't nobody got shit. Not in a small town. It's 2 families that run the whole thing. The one that runs the grocery store, the one that runs the jail. Because somebody got to eat, and you got an idiot relative.
What's your favorite song to sing?
Oh my gosh. My favorite song to
Sing and play. Huh?
What up?
I was just waiting for you to.
He said E40. He's from the Bay Area.
The hood.
E40.
Maybe it's rap. I should say, what's your favorite thing to rap? Let's get this plane out of here. I was waiting for you to pick
E40.
that up. That was the cue. You got the cue.
I can't talk to you. This
Okay.
dude was hanging with The Rock last night at the Rampage movie
Yeah.
premiere. I'm not listening to you.
I flexed at him.
You are my fire. We're friends with AJ from Backstreet.
Dude, do your favorite. Give me your favorite.
My favorite song.
The one that you just go to and you're like, dude, this is soul. I feel it. I love it.
She was born out in big city, was saved but raised in my town. She liked country music real, real loud, and her windows rolled down. She wore a little short shirt, tight jeans, but she danced in heels. We sang Tom Petty songs all night on Blueberry Hill. She told me, shut up and kiss me underneath the street light. I said, I'm gone to November, but I've never ever felt this alive. With rock and roll Sally.
Dude.
What's up, bro?
I just want to pay you to hang out with me all day. What would it take to just hire you to follow me around all day long?
A lot of money.
And just sing to me all day long. Like, I'm having a shitty day. Go. Just freaking bring the soul.
You know what's funny is if you lost these 4 fingers in a nose picking accident, don't even imagine that, you're gross. But you could still play with 1 finger. Left a good job in the city. Working for the man every night and day, and I never lost.
So you're saying I have possibility of being a guitar player?
Bro,
I'm
don't
gonna
take
light
much.
it up. I'm gonna write a book on the 1-finger guitar.
Well, I actually have a program
Superhero.
of how to play guitar in
You
less than
already
30
have it?
minutes.
Download it. It's a YouTube thing already.
It's called a multiple streams of income. Come on, people. Catch up like mayonnaise.
So what's next?
What's next?
Like, what are you doing? You're doing a reality TV show right now.
We're doing a reality
Can we talk
TV
about
show
that?
right now.
We can talk about that.
We have a coffee coming out called American Brew.
Talk to me about the show.
What are you talking about? Well, we have American Brew, and
we can't talk about that apparently.
No, absolutely we can. We are actually right now filming for our reality show. It's a pilot to pitch to networks.
For you, your beautiful family.
Yeah, my wonderful wife, my beautiful children.
Real American family.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're very excited about it. Very, very excited about it. We've been influential for years, but this is going to give us a vehicle not only to grow our business, but to also grow our reach and our influence. Love you.
Call me when you're done. I'm coming back.
Great. Love you.
You got a coffee company?
Yeah, we have a coffee company called American Brew, and we're just getting off the ground right now. And it's a subscription service, and 10% of the $20 a month for your pound of coffee goes to Military Warrior Support
$20, that's
Foundation.
it?
$20.
Needs to be more than that. I'm gonna give you some business advice right here live in front of the billions of people. It's got to be more than that.
Okay.
It's too cheap.
Okay.
Keep going.
So for the $39 a month, you get your pound of coffee. 10% of that is going to go.
10% to me for that advice, and then 10% to where?
10% of that is going to go to the. It's going to go to the Military Warrior Support Foundation, and it's also going to go to Wishes for Warriors. I love Bam. I love what he does. Taking the guys out. Real therapy is riding a horse, going fishing, getting out and hunting. For our veterans that are suffering from PTSD. The Military Warrior Support Foundation, we raise money, we buy homes tax-free, mortgage-free, and give them to the heroes that have served in their families.
Oh yeah. That's something you and I both have an affinity for. I mean, I never served in the military.
I didn't either, but my dad did, lost his hearing. He's here with us right here today. Both of my pawpaws, 6 of my uncles.
Yeah. There's just something about America. There's something about that patriotism, being proud of who you are, that like you radiate, sing about. There's just something about being proud. We
don't have this without freedom, and freedom is ugly. And it takes people to fight for it because it's so hated by other countries. To have a woman run for president, whether you like what she stood for or not, to have that even ability.
Yeah, it's huge.
Is massive.
Yeah.
Is massive. To have her run for president, you couldn't do that in other countries. And you can name them. You can't do that in other places. So for us to have this opportunity, we have to fight for it.
Yeah.
Because you're 2 generations away from it disappearing.
Totally. What's it like being here in LA?
I love the weather.
I mean,
I love the hustle.
You're Texas. You have a place in Texas. You got a place here.
Got a ranch in Texas. Got a place here. Yeah.
Why not just get your $1 million record deal and just go disappear into Texas? Why be here with all these crazy people and the crazy? I mean, dude, it literally took us over an hour this morning to go like 11 miles, 12 miles is all we went this morning. Yeah, 7 miles.
Probably because you use Google Maps.
Dude, I couldn't do that every day. I literally would be like an alcoholic.
Well, that's why I have my own office and my own space in my home.
That's right. You have 2 cell phones. You have 2 cell phones.
Don't do
and
that.
a helicopter and a jet.
Don't do that.
I need all that.
Don't do that.
My
buddy Gary has the helicopter. I don't have the jet. My buddy Steve has that.
You got to know the people with the jets, right?
I know the dude.
So what's your game plan?
I think that we have to. There's many gifts and talents that I have, but I think having a parent company is big, and I'll talk to you about it. Is having all of it under one umbrella.
Yeah.
To where we have the concerts, the shows, but we also produce social media marketing for companies and help them out, because I think people just don't know how to use it. It's there.
Yeah.
People don't understand how to boost the post, but they don't understand target marketing.
People still aren't even using social media. There's literally companies that are like, social media, we're going old school. We're going to do billboards and magazines and
because
newspapers.
Don't let success make you weak. I love that whole line in Batman when Bane looked at him and said, "Success has made you weak."
Yeah.
And breaks his back
Yeah.
and said, "I did you a favor."
The struggle.
I
The
remember,
struggle is real.
Dude, I went to that premiere, and Mick G, the big director, and Mark McGrath, they were, but everybody's there. All the actors are in the movie theater, and he was like, "Success has made you weak." I stood up because I went to the 5 a.m. show, because you can watch movies at 5 a.m. or 1 a.m. in LA. It's unbelievable. I love it. I went to the 5 a.m. show. I stood up and went, "Whoa!" Like I could have left everything I needed to see in that movie, because I'm going, was me leaving the middle class the worst thing that ever fucking happened to me?
Yeah.
Am I not hungry anymore? Like, where was that dude that was making CDs until 2 a.m. because he didn't have shit? And his ex-wife left because she didn't understand his way of thinking. And now he's a single dad that only gets 5 days to really hustle and make money, because he has to raise his baby the other 2, and they only give him 2 to spend time with the baby they give his fucking life for. Where's that nigga at? I need that NIGGA, that mindset. Where's that dude? That shook my brain up. And I was like, I gotta do more. I left the movie theater and went out and bought a new laptop, and was like, okay, now I'm gonna start editing. And went and sat with this geek squad for 4 hours and taught me how to use Final Cut. And I was like, cool, now I know how to make music videos. And went and paid $900. Now I know how to use Logic. Now the only difference between me and Pharrell is talent.
Mm-hmm.
Is actually knowing the software. It's not talent. I'm way colder than him. Way colder than him.
Call out, by the way, Pharrell, if you're watching this. He is watching. Of course he's watching. Right here. Right here.
And that's great. I'm not gonna knock anybody else's gift, but I'm a bad boy. And if the only thing separating you is information, that's your fault.
Yep.
If the only thing separating you is know-how, that's your fault.
Well, Google. I literally proved this to people the other day, and it wasn't like I need to prove you wrong with people like, I don't know how to make money, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. I literally went to Google, and because I wrote in my book, part of my book, I'm like, literally, there's nothing you can't find, answer, or do. Google's like the greatest university, the greatest teacher ever, because everything's there.
Right.
And I Googled how to build a spaceship. I swear. The NASA has blueprints.
Absolutely.
Blueprints.
Giving them to
Blueprints.
you. Giving them to
Of
you.
how to build a fucking spaceship. And people
Online.
like, I don't know how to make money. I don't know how to go from busted to making $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. I'm like, no, you're just lazy.
Right.
You're just lazy. So you have, with like the hustle, dude, the grind, again, this is just like the conversation of the like minds coming together and vibing and
I don't
sharing.
believe in no.
I
don't believe in no.
Well, dude, I mean, the thing that I tell my kids all the time, and if you're around me with my kids, every single fucking time, there's a problem, there's a fight, there's a this, da 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 da. Solve the problem. So I tell them, like 24/7. I probably say that to them.
Solve the problem.
Like right below, I love you. Solve the problem.
Right.
Because, dude, there comes a point in time when I love just doing this under an airport. It's great. We can still hear though. It makes it live and whatever.
Go ahead.
Solve the problem. You know. You said we're two generations away from like losing
Complete
where
freedom.
we really are. But like you've got kids. How is it being an entertainer?
Oh, it's busy.
In that world, but really teaching the kids the roots.
Right.
That hungry fella, that hungry dude.
Right. It goes back to the roots of saying, I taught my son, he's 6 years old. He had $92 in cash in his top drawer.
I love the story. He's doing this
And
story the other night.
he says, Dad, I said, we need to get some money. And he goes, Dad, I got money. I got $92. And I go, where'd you get the money from? And he goes, I got it from doing my chores. I said, no, I said, we need to get outside money. And he goes, I got my money from doing chores. I said, who'd you do the chores for? I did it for mom. I did it for you. Where'd the money come from? It came from you and mom. Say that again. And he's a thinker.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh. So what do you mean outside money? Like money from, I said, money from your friend Lily, money from your friend across the street, money from Ryder. I said, when you go get their money, now that's outside money. Right now, this money is just coming from inside the house. I need you to be a producer, not a consumer, son. Okay, so producer, what does that mean? And I go, lemonade stand. You sell, you bring their money. He goes, to us. Okay. So that mindset, because his dad is a producer, whether it's country music, entertainment, teaching people how to market themselves.
Creator.
I'm a creator. And don't get me wrong, I love Christianity. I love when people say, oh man, you know, I want to be holy like he is holy. The Bible says your holiness is filthy rags. You're not even going to be close when it comes to being holy. I think the closest you can be like God is when you create.
That's what he did.
You created
us.
You're teaching your kids to create a solution when you say answer the problem. The closest you'll be like him, figuratively in God, is when you create. Because in Genesis 1, it talks about the earth was null and without form and it was void. And it was this ball of nothing. What did he do? He created. The closest you can be God-like is when you create. It's not in your holiness.
Yep.
It's not you following
or the charity
rituals.
or the this or the this. A lot of people feel like
create a solution, my man.
Yeah.
When I made the video of what to do when you get pulled over by the cops, we had 39 million people watch that video that I posted on my Facebook. And Dateline came to my house, CNN came to my house, Fox, all these different people. They flew me to the White House within 16 hours to meet with President Obama because he said, I need solutionaries. Everybody has an opinion. An opinion is like a butt crack. They all stink eventually. The most you can be like him is when you create. Are we really solutionaries or revolutionaries? We need to be both.
Dude, we need to write a song about revolution. I'm going to write a song. I've never written a song before. That's a challenge to me. I'm going to go write a song.
Write it, send it to me. I'll come up with the melody.
How do you write a song?
You can Google it. My buddy wrote a book, and in the book it talks about how to build a spaceship.
Right, he's firing right back, dude. I love that. The witty, the whole thing. We need to write a song about revolution and spaceships based off this podcast. Being a dad, I think, is without question
the hardest and the most beautiful thing you'll ever do.
The most phenomenal thing that I've ever. I mean,
it's insane.
I tell people, I'm like, people say, well, can you prove God? I say, no, I can't prove God. You can't prove that there's not a God. I can't prove that there is God. But I've seen 3 little creatures come out of a woman's vagina. You can't tell me that just happened by 2 rocks colliding in the cosmos. Something way bigger than me, way more.
Pluto wasn't there when me and Mama was getting the dirty done.
That came from something, and I fully believe that. I fully believe like that you and I, we don't necessarily know what the purpose is. Maybe the purpose is different tomorrow. But I feel like living fully, understanding fully, like every moment that we have, whether it's through music, whether it's through speech, whether it's through video, whether it's through podcasts, whether it's through just typing, writing a book, whatever. Like there's all these little dents that we're leaving in the universe, you know, all these little ripples. You know, some of them are bigger, some posts go bigger, some posts are smaller. But like being able to legitimately live that life where you're doing what you want. I mean, to me, being a father, like spending time with my son in my race truck, I can tell him about it. I can tell him what it's like to be a producer and a creator. I can tell him what it's like to be wealthy. I can tell him what it's like to create shit. Tell him what it's like to network and to grow. Or you just show him and go do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's power in teaching. And
the best teachers are the doers.
I think we have to teach the good, the morals, because hate is taught.
Oh yeah.
Racism is taught.
Yep.
You know, you don't know you're a white man until you were raised and taught that you were, or you didn't know I was black. We were taught we were taught those things.
But I don't identify as a white man. So that's very presumptuous of you. Seeing that we're in California, you just assume that I'm a white man.
I didn't assume that. I assumed you were
offended.
taught that.
I'm offended by that.
Yeah, are you offended?
I'm offended.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna call
not.
somebody.
You're Sagittarius.
I need
You're
a
not
picket
offended.
sign. I need a picket sign. Somebody make me a sign. Dude, that's how crazy
you're
our
Sagittarius.
society.
You're not offended.
I'm not offended.
Absolutely.
I don't get offended by anything.
No, absolutely not. But it was all taught.
Oh yeah.
It was all taught. I think we have to teach and shine light on good.
Live it. Live good.
Absolutely.
Live good. The best teachers are the people that did shit. That's why, like, somebody said to me the other day, you know, why would you take advice they knocked me on one of my posts. Why would you take relationship advice from somebody that's been divorced? Like, motherfucker, because I know what I did wrong in order to go down that path to get divorced. I know what I fucked up, and I now know what not to do.
Right.
You can hypothecate and create and think all of these things.
My relationship now is better. I'm a better husband now than I was to my first wife.
Yeah, because you know, because you experienced it.
You're right.
You know, you wouldn't know what you know now. One of my favorite quotes by Thomas Monson. He said, "You are who you are today because the choices and decisions that you made yesterday." Most people like look at the bad. They look at like, oh well, I fucked all these things up. I'm a bad person, or I'm this. I'm like, no, dude. Like I wouldn't know what I know about finances and money and entrepreneurialism and capitalism had I not lost $12 million when the market crashed and gone through a bankruptcy. I wouldn't know what I know.
Right.
And unless you've been through that, like you don't have that. I mean, education, that experience. And so to me, it's like, I'm not trying to fuck everything up every single day, but I don't shy away from it. The more risks you take, the more opportunity there is to learn.
You can't mix risk with gamble. A gamble is different. A gamble is reckless. Risk is calculated, especially if you have a plan. Then all of a sudden it becomes a strategy. But I don't want people to mix risk and gambling with two different things.
Yeah.
Gambling when it's not in your favor and you're going to roll the dice anyway.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Those casinos are beautiful.
Oh, dude.
And that's not by chance.
I wish I owned them all. I want to own a bunch of them.
Well, we can get one. We can get one. I know somebody.
So let me ask you this, because it's getting nice. We need to go have a drink and relax and chill. If you're...
I got to be out of here. Give me 4 minutes.
This is a big question.
What time is it?
12:34.
Yeah, 4 minutes. I got to go.
Perfect timing, man. If your next words were your last, what would they be?
Blossom where you're planted. I believe in small government. I believe in communities taking care of each other. I saw Mario, who was our town policeman. He played football. He was a varsity football player. He went to the police academy and came right back to our town. I saw him pull up one day and tell my buddy Andrew, hey man, we gotta go talk at the station, come on in. That was the nicest warrant I've ever seen. And Andrew got in the front seat. He goes, I heard your mom ain't doing well. He goes, we got to visit. He goes, I know. I saw it because he was from our community. He invested in it. For me to, I can talk about how beautiful everything else is, but if I don't tell my wife that, shame on me. I can talk about, oh, little girls are beautiful, but if I don't take my daughter on a daddy-daughter date, shame on me. Can I blossom where I'm planted? Because if Jesus can change the world with 12, I got 5. I got 4 and a wife. I can do so much with what I have. And, you'll never know. A lot of people won't know my dad, but they can see the quality of man he was through me. You'll never know my mom, but you'll see that she was the best of us. The best of us. And she was unapologetically optimistic, even though she was getting hate mail, being one of the first black teachers in Central Texas. You'd have never known it. You'd have never known it. Blossom where you're planted and make a difference where you are. It's the most powerful thing you can do. And if there's a whole lot of us blossoming where we're planted and speaking truth, all of a sudden the web gets pretty big.
Love
Thank you, my friend.
You're a good man.
Love what you're doing.
You're a good man.
God bless you. Proud of you.
I need to write a song. I'm going to write a song. I just literally challenged myself. I love these little challenges
And send it to
make
me.
myself.
I'll
I'm
make
going to
the
write
melody
a song. I don't know how to do it, but I'm on a mission to write a song now.
You do the words, let me do the music. I'm pretty good at that.
You're a good man. We're going to put all of your links, all of your songs, links to the albums, links to the whole thing. You're a good dude. Obviously spending time with you, with your wife, your kids.
Wasn't she sweet?
Oh, dude.
She's sweet.
To put up with guys like us, Jesus, you fucking angels, man. You gotta have angels. You know what I'm saying?
She's an angel.
And I think I kissed your daughter, and your daughter kissed me more last night than my own kids have kissed me. I gotta tell them to freaking step up
She
their
kept
game.
loving on him.
Oh, dude, she's beautiful.
She sees something that we don't see. Like even with our producer, for the reality show, he has boys. And they're rough and rugged, and we're boys.
Oh yeah.
And she walked up to him and she put her hand on the edge of his pants and just put her head on him. And don't get me wrong, he's a producer, so he has a crew of 8 that he's running. And he melted. He completely melted. And she just has this gift of nurturing already. And she just loved on you last night. She leaned over and put her forehead so you could kiss her. And she leaned up and she kissed you on your cheek. She's only 16 months.
Yeah.
She's special. Yeah.
Purity. Keep doing your thing, bro. Appreciate
I will.
you.
Thank you, friend.
My friends, follow this man. Listen
y'all
to
so
his
much.
music. Buy his music. Share it. You know what I mean? And get out there and be a creator. I love that. Like, blossom where you're planted. I mean, I can go all over the world, but right here, home, my kids.
They need you.
My world, my life, my body.
Utah
like,
needs you.
I can do this.
Your babies.
You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Your ex-wife needs you.
Yeah.
Her new husband needs you. I mean, my ex-wife, when I met her new boyfriend, I got choked up. And I walk off, and my wife looks at me, she goes, "That's him." And my wife got choked up.
Just like that energy of like, this is what it is.
This is him.
Yeah.
This is who we've prayed for to be a stepdad to my daughter. This is who we've prayed for to be the new wife for a woman that I loved and couldn't love in the way that she needed it.
Yeah.
And so she calls us immediately after leaving him and goes, "Did y'all feel that?" And we go, "Yes." And we congratulated her.
Yeah.
Because outside of being my ex, she's a person. And she was awesome.
Yeah.
We just didn't work out.
Yeah. That's how I am with my ex-wife. Couldn't be better. Kids are happy. Kids are healthy.
Oh my gosh,
We're
right?
good. There's so much beauty in this world, man.
And that dude's
like,
an American patriot.
You know?
I'm like, yes, he's one of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my daughter is hearing the same thing from her stepdad that she hears from her daddy.
Yeah.
I'm good with him.
Blossom where you're planted.
Yeah, buddy.
My friends, please share the podcast, subscribe, get on, follow this man, buy some cool boots like us. I don't know if you can be as cool.
I don't trust you.
I wear these with shorts. You wear boots with shorts?
Yeah, I went to the beach in San Diego dressed just like that. I don't need no tan. I'm already
kindred
black.
Spirits. Kindred spirits.
I'm already black. I don't need no tan.
That's how we roll.
I ain't changing.
My friends are beautiful. Life is beautiful. Thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Sean. Proud of you.
We'll talk soon.
Yep.
And my friends, blossom where you're planted. See ya.
My people, it's time to move out. Move out. My people, it's time to move out. Show 'em what we do now. They say that work seems so hard to follow. I am not a role model, only a teacher. Teach 'em when the school's out. Preacher man preaching to each his own. Mano, we mano, fly away.